Hi, Aries. So, I think I have about an hour before I have to leave the apartment. So, this is going to be quick, right? Let's try to see if we can do 20 minutes. So, I'm going to shuffle these cards here, right? Change of focus, new ideas, making some decisions, critical decisions that has evolved to this, right? It's like a time lapse that has evolved to you making some critical decisions. You might be uncomfortable with some changes that might be happening. The Nine of Swords came out earlier, so you're worried about something in the future, right? Futuristically worrying about something that's planned or set to happen, right? Because that Nine of Swords, which is Mars and Gemini, it correlates with the nine major arcana, which is the Hermit. And that talks about going inward, right? So you could be going inward in your mind, yeah, very quickly, right? Coming to some jumping to conclusions in your mind. So that's what I'm also getting there with that. It has to do with travel as well and feeling like you're stuck somewhere. And then also, feeling like it's like just wait it out. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting like that Eight of Wands that I also saw come out in the pre-shuffle earlier when I was cleaning the cards. It's talking about movement, travel, information that changes you, that gives you a different take on something so you can move forward. So it's thinking about how you can stay within your power by being adaptable to the changes as they come in, right? Because there's still work that you can do, there's still ways that you can stay in your power within having to make these adjustments, right? It's just being creative, right? Because that Eight of Wands is related to the Strength card. It's testing you, right? What's your ability, right, related to that Leo energy. And then the eights are related to the eighth house of Scorpio, so it's that Leo and that Scorpio energy of transformation, of allowing something that may be out of your power to kind of like do what it's going to do, because Pluto is the higher octane of Mars, right? Neither one of those really wants to be controlled. So in this energy here, the only thing that you can control is like the way that you perceive your thoughts. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and cut the cards. Yeah. Four of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. So this is talking about, you could have been giving a lot of energy or a lot of focus at other places, and now it's time to bring focus to places where you have been ignoring, right? That's that Four of Swords energy, because it's Jupiter in Libra. So there's some things that you could have been ignoring about yourself because you were so involved with others, Libra, right? You were making it a point to assert yourself in that type of way. And now you're sort of like alone with yourself or alone with your thoughts, and you're having to like process these, right? These instinctive thoughts, right? And now that you're in a quiet place, things are coming in for you that are making you think a little bit more, right? About some changes that need to take place. Word, you're at the bottom of your reading as the Emperor. This is talking about, the ego. And it talks about the ego that is based on fear, and then the ego that is based on fear out of a need to control something. Okay? That type of thing. It's a four. So it talks about conflict and resolution. How are you going to resolve these conflicts that you find yourself in? You have a lot of different things. This is a very authoritative card, right? Practicing a strong will, that of the first ray energy. I think it's the first, maybe the fourth, and perhaps the seventh ray. So there's a level of understanding that you're going to have. You might be ignoring something here as well. You have to be more compassionate, right? This water is kind of like hidden by the dryness, right? And the rigidness of him. There's some water back there. Yeah, you can find it in yourself to show this compassion in some way, even though there's something that you really, really, really want right now. You're trying to control some things and you're trying to have it your way. And sometimes you can't have it your way. You got to make some adjustments sometimes. That's at the bottom of the deck, though. So it's you. And it's saying that, like, in order to stay in your power, like I said before regarding that Eight of Wands energy, because it's still an eight, and Pluto does still rule, co-ruler of Aries, okay? And the eights have a very significant relationship with Pluto, yeah? The sun is the ruler of Leo, but Pluto is exalted there. Pluto rules Scorpio. Okay, strength card 8, eighth house, Scorpio. Anyway, so it does have to do with some fears, and that's Pluto. Here we go. Center of the reading, Eight of Wands again. There we go. Just talked about it, so I'm going to move on to the challenge. Challenge is the Queen of Swords, so you might be dealing with a Libra. You could even be dealing with a Virgo and some traveling that's taking place with that, or it could be just some power struggles in terms of the differences that you might be dealing with. You know, it's a shared resource, and everybody wants to do something differently with this shared resource here, right? Okay, everybody could be trying to control an aspect of something, or they could be trying to give their information or their ideas, right, in order to show how you can like meet in the middle somewhere, because this does talk about meeting in the middle somewhere. You got 4 on one side and 4 on the other side, right, and there's space in between. Okay, so then the Queen of Swords here this is Libra energy, cardinal, initiating from ideas, right? So you're trying to come up with some new ideas, perhaps, to kind of like keep something interesting and also to kind of like keep the flow going better. This also is talking about what have you not been paying attention to because you have kind of like wanted to see something a certain way because you would have preferred it to be that way. And the way that you might prefer things to be may not be the best way things should go. You know, it's not the best thing for the situation because the Queen of Swords is in reference to the Three of Swords earlier, right? Because she's related to the Empress and so are the threes, and this is a sword. So we're thinking about that. What do you know that you're not willing to accept? Okay, you've got to face it head on, whatever it is, and make the adjustment. It's still a leadership card, you know, but sometimes leaders have to make changes to the plans that they made regardless of how much they want to say this is something that I did. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to adjust stuff, right? You just do. Okay. King of Cups in the past. So you could be dealing with somebody who's emotionally stubborn, right? Like you. They want their way. This could be, you know, a water sign. It could even be an air sign. It's Libra and Scorpio energy here. Yeah? And this is just somebody that's been, you know, kind of bottling up their emotions a little bit, right? Bottling up their feelings and they're not sharing it. You know what I mean? Because the sharing of the feelings is actually being hidden. And I think that's also something that's coming in as well. You're realizing how someone actually felt about a certain situation, and it's kind of like making you a little bit uncomfortable, right? And you kind of want to move and push forward, that type of thing. But it's saying like you actually do have to look at it, whatever it is that's been bothering you guys or you. It also could be something dealing with work. So this Emperor energy could be you as the boss, or this could be your boss. You know what I mean? You kind of need some sympathy from some people right now, or the people that are in control, or vice versa. They need it from you. You know what I mean? Let's look at your sun position, right? So you're moving on to something. Something is improving for you, and this could be like, so if any of you out there are like feeling like, you know, crazy by this coronavirus or the COVID-19 as they're calling it. The Six of Swords is in the Sun position, and the Sun is bringing focus to science. And this is a very scientific card, right? Because it's Aquarius, which is talking about thinking outside of the box, and Uranus rules Aquarius, which is the higher octane of Mercury, and this is actually Mercury in Aquarius, where Mercury is exalted. Mercury is in Aquarius right now at 28 degrees. Okay? So, we're moving forward in some kind of way. There's going to be more information, more helpful information. Yes, we're going to start understanding what actually needs to happen collectively. It's a collective understanding because it's a 6 and it's related to the lovers. And the lovers card is like brotherhood, right? Love thy neighbor, right? My brother, am I my brother's keeper? Yeah, you are. You know, look at this. Right? So we have to work together in order to move forward. We have to work together to better understand whatever your situation is, right? Because this could be collectively for all of the Aries out there, sun, moon, or rising, or if you have your sun in your first house where it loves to be, or if you have Pluto in the first house where it loves to be, because that's very much Aries energy as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip over the moon card. Oh wow, you have the ace, the Queen of Cups in the moon position, right? So, yeah, there's some healing that's taking place here. We're all healing from something, all of these Aries energies, you know what I mean? The Queen of Cups is the mother, and she wants to express something, you know what I mean, related to this Three of Cups, wanting to make improvements, wanting things to get better, right? We really are focusing on healing, and we're healing our feelings. You know, the Emperor is here, but then you have the Queen of Cups, which is almost like a female water sign version of that type of energy, right? Because this is cardinal water. The Queen of Cups is Cancer, and Cancer is the fourth house. And the Emperor, here we go. He's number 4 major arcana. So it's the emotional instinct, right? We're dealing with your instinct to act, and then we're also dealing with, you know, the emotional instinct and it being sort of suppressed or hidden. Somebody is not communicating their feelings, or someone isn't expressing their true feelings or their feelings. Somebody wants to express more, 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 more. Something like that. It's like the emotions are being bottled up out of a need to protect yourself somehow, right? I feel like there's something that's like not happening just because someone is feeling such a way about it, right? It's also Gemini too. So, you know, the Queen of Cups is a little bit of Gemini energy. So she wants to communicate those feelings. So yeah, and this talks about time spanning, right? And we start to think about things like this. You know, when we go through epidemics and pandemics and stuff like that, you start to really think about what's important, right? Oh man, you know, I've been pissed off at so and so for a while now, you know, but is it really that deep? Is it really that deep? Can I get over it? Yeah. A lot of things happen that we can't control. Eighth house. A lot of things happening, right? How are you receiving it? How are you relating to it? Here's the thing. We are in Pisces season right now. We had a Mercury retrograde last year, yes? Okay, we were healing from some stuff then, but now we're rounding it out. Here we go. A year later, things transpired, right? And now we're at the end in the shadow phase of that Mercury retrograde that happened in Pisces, but now Mercury's in Aquarius, and we're going to move forward, and by that time, we're going to be in Aries season. And last year, during Aries season, we had 2 Libra full moons. How are you relating? No, really, how are you relating? Okay, and they put emphasis on that because it was like, because then I'm gonna show your asses how you've been relating for real, truthfully. All the goings on that's been hidden with that 8th house energy, right? Okay, here we go. But it also is talking about strength to move forward, right? The will, the spine, the courage, the instinct to survive, right? Emperor has instincts to survive. King of Cups has instincts to survive. Queen of Cups definitely has instincts to survive. She's the number 4th house, right? Mars position, Justice card. Libra, ruling marriage and relationships, right? And the justification of things. Are things fair? Am I being fair? You know, is the other person seeing how I'm being fair, and are they being fair based on me being fair too? How are you relating? How are you seeing things? How are you receiving things, right? What are you feeling? Libra does square Cancer, right? I'm feeling it, but I have to do things and communicate through relating and social cues to show that I am feeling it. I don't need to do all of the stuff that Cancer does to do that, right? That's that Libra energy. So that's what you're dealing. You're like, let's just look at it openly. You have 2 Libra cards here, Aries. This is opposing you. And you have like sister energies, or just cards that are very much like your energy as well, but it's in different areas. So we're looking at how maybe you or someone or something has been controlling you, or preventing, or trying to show you ways that the power has been being misused, or maybe it needs to be readjusted, you know, these types of things, because Libra is a very powerful card, right? The Justice is, and especially in the Mars position, it's a meeting in the middle, right? We're opposing that Libra and that Mars energy. Okay, we're doing real good right now, Aries. So let's look. Okay, no, the Empress. We talked about her. Oh wow, things are gonna improve, right, Aries? If you've been worried about things, you know, if you've been feeling stagnant or stuck, there's a lot of people here in the reading. Okay, some stubborn people, right? Some people that really want to see things improve and get better. Some people that want to talk, They want to achieve that sense of wholesomeness. Not even wholesomeness, just kind of like enjoyment again. In the Venus position, you have another card that's related to Libra, which is the Empress. This is a 3. So this is communication, right? This is a connection, a deep connection that allows you to communicate very openly. And this is good. And this is what's going to make things better and what's going to allow things to grow. You know, it's like, how are you watering your garden? You know, you got to water your own garden before you can water someone else's, you know? And that's what this is also talking about. You got Venus in the Venus position. This is really good, okay? You got to tap back into your creativity as well. What are you doing? Are you drawing? Are you writing? Are you keeping a journal? Are you guys painting? Are you guys, you know, reading the things that interest you, that inspire you to be more creative? You know, it is talking about creative inspiration here with the Empress. And we are talking about adaptability and adjusting to these changes that happen. It's talking about adjusting to changes in your body as well. How are you relating to the changes that are going on? Are you able to pull from the resources that are around you instead of having to go far for those resources? Because the Empress doesn't have to go far for the resources that she needs, right? She's very adaptable to her surroundings and she can make the best of them, you know, when she activates that higher polarity energy. Okay? And it is talking about that Gemini energy of siblings and children. So the mother might be coming in between a situation here and trying to fix something or trying to make something better. Or this is something that has to improve with some of you guys and your mother around there and the father, because you got the Empress and the Emperor here. So they could be coming in and trying to like help you guys with some stuff. I totally skipped over the anxieties card. Here we go. Is kind of like avoid how you're avoiding your own anxieties, right? So you got a 7 of Swords here. So someone wants to know the truth about something. Someone has anxieties that they don't have the whole truth. They're making up their own truths as well because they're being triggered to think about ways that this could have happened, or you know, they're trying to come up with ways to move forward, but they kind of feel stuck in the past, right? So I feel like you might be thinking that someone isn't going to be able to change their perspective or shift their perspective from one place that it is currently in, right? Because they want to know more. Because this is a very inquisitive and intuitive card. This is also like someone detaching, someone wanting their space. You know, so this is weird. This is kind of weird with this I need my space thing for some of you. And it's the anxieties because those 5 swords are shadowed, okay, and there's still some inner conflict here. We've taken care of some things, that's good, right? We're trying to achieve a sense of balance, right? We're trying to understand, we're trying to get to a place of feeling like this is working out and it is a victory. Like the victory is like, I realized that this good thing did just occur that made me feel like I have shifted, changed, or evolved. I'm moving forward now. But it's like this card is like, I really want to. In my mind, I want to move forward. But in my like feelings, it's hard for me to do it. Because it's challenging for my feelings to relate to my mind, my ideas. My feelings and my ideas can be different things. They are. You know, so that's a great idea, but the way that I feel right now doesn't really align me with, you know, trying to celebrate that idea. Anyway, the 2 of Wands is here in the outcome and the energy moving forward, okay? And this is talking about, you know, making some changes and making some plans, right? Because of the ways that you feel vulnerable or the ways that you might be feeling sensitive to this situation that you might find yourself in. You know, it's Mars in Aries, okay? So it really is talking about the ego. It's talking about yourself and your will to move forward, you know? You could be anxious. You want to move forward. That's what it is. But it's like you still have to work some things out with someone because it's a 2 of Wands. You still got to work some things out with someone before you can actually move forward. It's baby steps. That's what this 2 of Wands talks about, baby steps. Because the 2 Wands, it's almost like crutches or canes, right? So you still might be a little bit like vulnerable, right? Because it's the crutches, right? You're limping along. It's better, right? And you're making plans for things to improve and you're hopeful for it too because it's a 2, but you have to let go of the need to control things that need to evolve, and they need to kind of like go through the phases, right? So there was something that made you feel like you were starting all over again, right? And you just got to realize that that's what happens in life. And we were talking about Pluto, and this is a 2, and the Judgment card is a 2, and it's related to Pisces, which is the last sign, going from one reality and going into the next, starting all over again. Dust yourself. What is that song? Get back up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. That type of thing. So you got to dust it off and start all over again. And starting all over again isn't like I lost everything. You might feel like you did, but it really is just saying, right? You might really feel like insensitive. I mean, or just, that type of thing. Like life is being so insensitive towards you. You know what I mean? Snap out of that. Life is insensitive towards everybody, and I think that you're all realizing that in this moment. Okay? So really get with it. It's about just moving forward. You got to move on past the things that are challenges that are meant to strengthen you. Otherwise, you're just going to still be crawling through the mud. In the future, I just talked about the High Priestess. Here she is. I just flipped her over. Let me show her to you. She's a 2. She's the last sign. It's talking about going from the reality that you had first into the next one, right? I've been seeing this in front of me, right? I've been ignoring what's been in front of me because I haven't been able to see it, because I had to kind of go through this. I had to experience that Neptune experience that fucking confused things for me. I'm sorry. I did say that this wasn't for kids, right? I labeled it as that. But now you're realizing, like, damn, I was ignoring something. Man, I wasn't able to see that. I was in my own world. You know what I mean? And then now you're going out from the one reality into the next. The bold plans are happening. There is going to be a sense of freedom and balance that's going to be achieved again. You just got to wait for these cycles to occur, right? You got to let these cycles occur, because it's kind of like when we're in our egos, we're like, yeah, I want things to be the way that I want them to be right now, and I don't want to have to go through any of the lessons to have those things happen. I don't want to go through any of those. I just want that thing. And no, you can't. You can't have it like that. You've got to work before you earn your money. And then when you earn your money, it's either direct deposited, or you got to go pick up your check, and then you got to go and put that in the bank. And then, it's like everything has steps, right? No, it's just a random, I don't know, description. So let's look at the card that's at the top of the reading for you. So it's healing. You're definitely healing from some things because you're feeling kind of wounded, right? And if some of you are actually like, because the younger people out there, we aren't as susceptible to what's going on right now here. And I think that ways that you can have compassion is like be aware of like older people when you're around them. You know what I mean? For real, right? That type of thing. And wash your hands, clean off your phone, your iPads, everything. Just do that. And also, you are healing yourself from some things. So you got some personal stuff going on while all this other stuff going on. You know what I mean? And it really is, life will give you all the things at once. Right? All the things at once. But stay balanced, Libra energy, right? Stay in your right mind, right? Even when you feel like it's justified that like all of these things have been happening and I should feel like this. And yeah, you can feel how you want to feel, right? Your feelings aren't right or wrong, right? Your feelings are not right or wrong. They're just a navigation system so you can see like, how things are going on around you. It's showing you some truths, and it's also showing you some mistruths that you might be ignoring, right? Masquerading around as truths. That's for another reading for another sign, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. You got one more card. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me pull out the runes card before I pull your one more card. Wow, at 2:22 p.m. Not in the reading, y'all, so don't get excited that you don't see 2:22. They didn't even go together. I have 5 Pilates classes to teach in a row. It's a lot. Okay, you got the bull is coming around. Strength, right? We talked about that. So definitely be strong, stay strong. You know, you're getting anxious, right? You know, you're kind of like trying to stay balanced in the middle of like some kind of storm, you know what I mean? Let's see. I can understand you. So we're listening to the Marias, like I said before. And let me just choose a card for you. Wow, yeah. It is talking about ambition, right? You're feeling very ambitious. And also, you know, like I said, you're in the middle of a storm and you're trying to move forward with a lot of strength and fortitude, right? You can make it through. Okay? Now let's look at the Romance Angels Oracle card for you, because this is what I want to show you. You know, you should probably trust and give your relationship a chance. Those of you out there that are in committed relationships, if you're single, you know, maybe I'll pull 2 cards. And then maybe the first card resonates with some people, and maybe the second card will actually push it home for you. Who knows? Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to get some new Romance Angels Oracle cards because I done worked these. Worked and twerked them. Okay. They're healing, honey. I didn't put some tape on them to prevent them from splitting. That hard shuffle. Okay. Here we go. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay, well, I definitely received that. Let me pick another one. This is the one. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Oh gosh, unrequited love and deception. Okay, so if you guys aren't those people, please don't run around thinking that your person is lying to you if they haven't given you a reason to think. But if you've been suspicious, then you know you're suspicious. You got the High Priestess, you got the Queen of Cups, you got um, the Two of Wands. Those are very clairvoyant. The King of Cups, the Emperor, right? Temperance, and I only say the Emperor because of Pluto. So you don't always have to be in that. Oh my God, yes. You better comment. And the last one is the Temperance card. Sorry. And the Temperance card is talking about feeling stuck in the middle, right? It's like you feel like you want to change your beliefs or how you feel like you've been stuck in the past. So some of you might be stuck in the past, and in your current state, you're working some things out so you can figure out who you are, so that when you do that, you can move forward confidently in the future. Because this is related to the Temperance, right? 14 is related to the Hierophant, which is Taurus, right? Your belief systems and the things that you value, right? And your conscience, you know, your inner ear listening to that, right? What is it telling you? You know, because it's going to change the way that you see yourself and the way that you believe the things that you once believed before, right? And when it changes the way that you see yourself, then you're creating a new version of you, right? Adjusting, right? Alchemy, creating a new version of yourself. And that's very 5th house Leo. Pluto is exalted there. I spoke about that. So there is something that is changing. It is very powerful. You are going to feel different. It is good because we don't want to get stale in our lives, right? Who wants to be stale? When you bite into something that's stale, do you continue chewing it and swallow it, or do you spit it right out? You probably spit it right out. Let's look at the Keepers of the Light. Don't go stale. And that's something that you don't do, really. I mean, you know, unless you're stubborn, that stubbornness can end up being very stale, right? So that could even be that like old, getting old, and that's stubborn. You know, when something is stale, it's old, and that's why the Emperor came up here. So there could be some ways about someone else or some ways about you yourself that are old and stale. And that's why that 6 of Swords is in the Sun position, saying moving on, change science. You know, freshen it up, right? Oh gosh. Nope. The Holy Spirit, expect miracles. This is beautiful. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. And for those of you that don't believe in miracles, let me pick another card. Lord Shiva, transcendence. Okay, so you need to transcend. Those of you who don't believe in miracles. Rise up, honor your inner force. I wore my life force necklace for you guys today. And steps are being given, like we said. Dance with the universe, yeah? You're being ordered. Your steps are being ordered. Okay, that's actually not how that song goes, but we're on YouTube and this is fun, poppy entertainment. But still spiritual, honey. Don't sleep. Okay, you guys, definitely like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you would like to book a reading with me, email providencetarotKendrick@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram as NYC Kendrick. That's my personal account. And Providence Tarot is also on Instagram as well. Yes. We did good. Y'all did good too. Thank you. With you and Sag and Gemini, it's usually pretty quick. Yeah. Bye, you guys. Guido juice. Y'all better follow me.